the 10 News Pinpoint Weather Super 7-Day Forecast.
All right, the weather has been all over the place today. It's been
even
cloudy,
in the same day.
it's been sunny, it's been misty, it's been nice.
We're kind of all over the place, right? It's almost like a different. It's almost like we wake up in one season and end up in another,
exactly.
right? But that is going to continue. We will get some changes throughout the week, but for now, hey, let's just enjoy all this sunlight. Beautiful view from our Chula Vista Skycam, and the satellite radar looks relatively clear, although some stubborn clouds may stick around in some coastal communities. And we had a little bit of drizzle this morning. Again, such a big difference between what we're seeing in the mornings and in the evening. San Diego picking up trace amounts of rainfall today before these beautiful conditions that we see now. 68 degrees. Mix of sun and clouds, feeling great. A breeze from the west at 9 miles per hour. And over the next few hours, things are going to flip right back to what we saw this morning. So as that sun sets and as the temperature cools off, that marine layer is going to bring back in lots of low-lying cloud coverage. So by the time we get to about 9 p.m., we're going to be a little cloudy. And then once we cross about midnight, then we're going to see some real gray conditions. A similar story for our valley neighborhoods. Of course, they're not going to be quite as gray as we are along the coast, although the marine layer is still deep enough to bring some of that gray weather further inland. And then tomorrow, in a lot of ways, is going to be very similar to today. We could see a little bit of morning drizzle on the coast. Once again, some morning cloud coverage for our valley neighborhoods. The mountains are going to see a little bit of breeze, and the desert's going to be very hot, reaching up to 103. And so the rain and cloud futurecast can show you what exactly to expect for the drizzle. It's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there Monday, and then we're going to settle back into that June gloom pattern. And the reason for this is a trough of low pressure that's going to strengthen and land on top of us over the next couple of days. We can see that big yellow dot. That basically brings us a lot of cold air and brings us some unsettled weather. And we can see that come out in San Diego 7-day forecast, so it is a little bit subtle. Monday is when we're really expecting the June gloom to return in full. That's when the marine layer is not going to clear out quite as much. And so we're expecting some pretty cloudy days for most of the week. Now, the trough's going to be strongest during the beginning of the week. We can see that kind of weaken as we warm up a little bit Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we can see an even bigger change when we look at our valley neighborhoods. High of 71 for tomorrow, and then we are in the 60s until Thursday. And so for the first 3 days of the week, we're going to be starting on a bit of a gloomy note. Now, the mountains, of course, being so far from the coast, they can expect much more sun, but as that low pressure system comes in, they can expect more and more wind. So the wind gusts that are about 25, 30 miles per hour at their peak for tomorrow will be as fast as 45. That's for the mountains and the desert. And one positive note for the desert especially, that heat's going to taper off, going back in the 90s. But hey, I'm glad that we didn't have the gray for the weekend.
We had gray this morning.
We had gray this morning, but not like the afternoon. Not
I'm
the afternoon.
over it. I'm looking at all the bad. You're right.